With a lack of the mid-season weapons that are range attacks, like the Street Sweeper for example, and while we're still waiting for the new crossbow and sniper rifle, I decided to try to convert the base weapons in the game and to create a different type of a variant of that weapon using the attachments and play it a little more differently with it. So for example, I have a AK-47, just a base AK-47. I will not put any camos on it or any flashy customization. In terms of the attachments, of course I'm not going to pick the optic because I want to play with the iron sights. For my muzzle, I'll pick the muzzle brake 7.62. For my barrel, I'm going to go with the 20-inch Liberator, or you can also pick the 20 Spetsnaz RPK barrel. But to me, I prefer this one better because in terms of the stats, but also the looks of it. For the underbarrel, for the magazine, I have the Bakelite. Sorry if I butchered the name, or Bakelite. 50 round magazine. And the tactical stock. And what you get here is the RPK. And of course, people should recognize this model and the name in Black Ops 1 and 3. After all, this weapon did appear in Zombies, and it was a pretty good LMG. It was definitely a rival with the AK-47 in BO1, and also a good, I guess, a good competitor to the Dingo when playing on the Zombie Chronicles map, including the Giant, Der Eisendruck, and Gorod Krovi in Black Ops 3. So at least you have 5 attachments, so you don't have to worry about if you don't have the assault rifle upgrade to get the 8 attachments. That way you at least have 5 attachments. And the reason for the foregrip, so it can actually fit the, well, I also went for the similar look of the RPK in Payday 2. Well, minus the magazine being a drum mag, which it's a really damn shame this weapon does not come with a drum mag model, as the AK-74 you took it, which doesn't make sense to me. So as we look over the stats of our weapon by each, we have of course better recoil control. We have a better bullet velocity. Of course, our walking speed is going to be a little bit slower. Our foregrip, of course, we're going to reduce our horizontal recoil, make it better. With the 50 round mag, we have a larger magazine. I really wish it was a 40 round mag, but it doesn't have that orange magazine to it, so I picked this one instead. And of course the stock, because that's how the stock it was. We have, of course, we have the extra movement speed, so that basically compensates the negative, so we basically cured the con for this. So overall we have a much, we did reduce recoil quite a bit. Better bullet velocity, so that means they're gonna shoot, the bullet's gonna hit their targets at a longer range. You have a larger magazine, and you're able to have a little bit more mobility when you're ADS. Alright, let's see this this Russian badass of an LMG in action. The RPK. Ah, this looks actually a fine beauty of a weapon that I made it myself. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone else can make it as well once you get the right attachments. So by playing with a little bit, it's actually not that bad. And I test a little bit too, and that this weapon, of course, it does change the iron sight a little bit different. Where the iron sights are a little bit narrowed out a little bit compared to the rear sight. But the recoil, it's basically non-existent. You have very little. And you can see I am not even trying to control it.
This was only a matter of time.
And since Outbreak is a good map to play to test out my stats and zombies, I can actually do some actual tests here that I did, just like I did in my little firing range in Payday 2. So in terms of me not controlling the recoil, you can see the grouping is very tight. It just shoots over the place like that. It's just so tight, and I'll try again this time when I'm not trying to, well, this time I'm trying to control recoil, and bear in mind that I do have idle sway, so you do have idle sway in this game, not like Payday 2 where you do maybe have maybe a little, but I don't think that's really the case. I'll try to control it. Okay, I kind of barely any move it. I feel like trying to control it just makes it even worse, so I could say this is a laser beam of a weapon. And it's really nice. I have a better bullet velocity too. So that way I can actually ding at people, or at least zombies at a distance, with no problem. And I know these are early rounds, but
you screamed your last.
It just melts. And it's a really damn shame that they didn't include at least the RPK in this game, which, you know, this would actually fill the LMG role perfectly because we don't have an LMG with a drum mag, or at least some type of magazine fed, because the other ones are, well, belt fed, like this RPD, for example, which is belt fed, and they chose this in the game. Kind of weird. And it's also weird for the timeline too, where the RPK was definitely designed to replace the earlier and basically outdated RPD. But I guess considering Treyarch did see what Infinity Ward did with Modern Warfare, that you can able to craft or convert weapons to different weapon variants, or at least other guns with the appropriate attachments. And they say that you can actually transform the AK-47 to either the AKSA for you or the RPK. I guess they try to do it in Cold War. I mean, it's cool, but it does also mean that they're a little bit of a lazy in terms of adding more weapons.
Take it to the grave.
Especially with different stats. So it's a really damn shame. Of course, I'm also a fan of the AK-47 in this game, and I'm definitely gonna enjoy and I'm pretty sure, thanks to the low recoil, I'm pretty sure landing on your headshots with the dead shot
right through the skull.
And of course, having stamina to negate the effect of the, you know, ADS speed. And of course, speed cola would actually help with their reload speed, since just a regular 50 round magazine.
This was only a matter of time.
But of course, once you get the right perks, this is definitely a monster of a weapon. And I definitely recommend to try this out if you already got used to the base weapons in the game and you want something a little more, at least a little bit more flavor and at least a little bit more variety until we get more range weapons. I'll show you a clip what the deal when it comes to dealing with megatons and the Panzer Soldats. See you in a bit, guys. Spawn in Megaton from the radio. So I gotta see how well it can perform.
Your anger achieved nothing. Mine, however.
God, it's so easy with this gun because of the larger magazine and such controlled recoil. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna melt him pretty quick with this.
You are the one who should fear me.
Still works like a charm.
Good hunting. Requiem thanks you for your support.
And I got that job with it too, so that would make my recoil probably a lot more stronger. So let's see if it actually, well, by stronger I mean like much more controlled. Let me see. Hopefully you can see through the daylight. They're roughly about the same, actually. I don't know because I was in a slope or how close I was, but it still probably feel the same. But either way, the RPK rocks.
You screamed your last.
Now I'm gonna show you in the hands when dealing with a Panzer Soldat. So to spawn in, or as I make my way to the radio, he's inside this hangar, so we'll see. And of course, I did not try to upgrade the tier or pack a punch the weapon because I want to try to kill it with just the regular version, and then I'll see it how well it performs with at least the 2 legendary tier and pack a punch level 3. But first, let's see how this goes. And I'll avoid using Semtex because it does destroy his armor quite a lot. Okay, so it does like 25 damage. Of course, with this enough bullets, I can be able to destroy his helmet. I also noticed when you try to ADS on him, with the dead shot or aim assist, yeah, the aim assist just doesn't really work on this guy. So you actually have to aim for his head. So trying to use the dead shot level 5 is gonna be a little bit challenging to get consecutive hits to the head. Out of bullets. Come on, 39. Let's do this. Oh man.
Die. That That is all you are good for.
Napalm strike awaiting orders.
Well, that was definitely insane, and, well, it did prove very effective against the Megaton, even though it was like round 1, but this is round 2, and he took a lot of bullets, according to his armor. Of course, if I would have had Semtex, you know, chuck a couple, like, 3 of these, I probably would never wasted much time in bullets. But of course, the purpose of showing you is definitely different. And of course, this does affect the damage you're gonna have. So of course, you do 45 damage per hit. So it's definitely gonna take a long time to kill with a Panzer Soldat, especially if you have other enemies around, which makes it even frustrating to deal with. And now I'm gonna show you to its, well, full potential, the higher I go. And I'll see you in a bit once again. Alright, see you soon. Even though my RPK is not fully maxed out with damage, and, well, in terms of the tier, I do have a level 3 Pack-a-Punch, but
Hope you rot.
plus I'm playing on, of course, level 5, so it's going to be a lot more challenging. So, we'll see how this goes. Of course, as long as you're a little bit faster, have a little bit more health. Okay, I gotta throw a couple Semtex.
Semtex!
And you can see this does some more damage than this Pack-a-Punch.
I think yes, just for now.
So it's pretty strong. Of course, when you Pack-Punch the AK-47, this, of course, is called the Rasputin Retribution.
This is not hard. I've been doing it a long time.
And of course, my extended mags does affect it when you Pack-a-Punch it, so the larger or the bigger extended mags, the more ammo you get. Smell good?
You can smell that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
Alright, see you soon. You want me to lock the door?
No, I will.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was talking to my mom. But you know, it's pretty strong, especially that doing a lot of damage.
This was only a matter of time.
Pretty controllable. And of course, it does shred through the armor. Very good. Will probably help because I have certain perks or skill that actually increase more my penetration to armor. And there is a attachment to increase more armor damage. Penetrate to the armor.
Revenge tastes sweet.
But unfortunately, I don't have that type of barrel grip. So it's actually still pretty strong assault rifle.
That crystal is accelerating the Ethereum infestation of this region. Blow it back to
So
hell.
at least it's very unique and very iconic. And actually recognizable of the assault rifle class because there's about 3 assault rifles that I always see the stats are very similar to each other, but they're very differently. The AK-5, the Commando, and the Type 95. And these are the weapons names in real life. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, is the Craig 6, XM4, and the QBC-83, respectively. Where they basically play a similar role. While the AK does have a more slow rate of fire than the rest of the ARs. But it does have a little bit more noticeable damage. And it probably makes sense for
You screamed your
low
last.
rate of fire sword would have a high damage. It does have a much cleaner iron sight. Yeah, in terms of the upgrades, it still kicks ass. And definitely a fun weapon to try. Well, that's it. Pretty much what I'm gonna talk about over the having the RPK, basically an AK-47 converted to the RPK. So if you actually enjoy this little idea. Of course, I'm not the first one to figure this out, but if you actually enjoy this type of idea, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more other weapons out there that I can switch the attachments to make different guns out of it, as I wait for more for mid-season weapons, at least ranged weapons, to come along. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Until next time.